So there are people in your motorcycle club world, in your club, that are just bad people. Not everybody that wears your colors is your brother. Some of those wretches are people that should just be left out on the street. But they manage to get into the club. They worm their way in. So I give some of these lessons to show you how to have a remarkable club life. And one of the ways to have a remarkable club life is to stay drama-free in your motorcycle club. To stay out of all of the little pitfalls and battles and political struggles. One guy pushing another guy, one guy stabbing another guy in the back. How do you stay out of that? Really, many of us just came to a motorcycle club to have a good time, enjoy our friends, enjoy our MC family. But we wind up getting pushed into these kind of political battles where we're forced to choose one side or the other. In a battle we had nothing to do with in the first place, nor did we want to participate in. Nothing about the battle is anything that we wanted to have anything to do with. Yet, here we find ourselves in the middle of this tug of war, having to choose one club brother over another. And how do you stay clear of that? There are some guys that will use people in the club. They will use these people in the club to further their own agenda. These guys are good at throwing a rock and hiding their hand. Because at the end of the day, they can always say, "Oh, well, that didn't come from me. I'm not the guy who initiated that." And let me tell you how they initiate it. But they're very good at not being associated with, let's say, the dirty deed that gets somebody's colors taken away from them or something like that. Or somebody stripped of their power. Like if that was a regional president, what dirty deed did they do to get him stripped of his power or something like that? And here's how they do it. They plant seeds. They plant bugs. They plant rumors and then stand back and watch the rumor mill take effect. They sow their seeds and they sit back and they watch their work do its business. And then they can easily sit back and say, well, I never initiated a court for brother such and such to lose his colors. No, you never initiated it. You're just the guy who called and made everyone aware. Did the regional president make your annual this year? Oh, he didn't. And then they step away. And they watch the turmoil that they've created. These guys we call shit creators. Because they create BS all the time. Slowly, surely, quietly, they roam among us. How can you find out if you're dealing with a bullshit creator? How do you know? Well, this is how you know. If you were not mad at someone until someone else called you, if you didn't care about what someone was doing, if that someone was the last person on your mind until after the bullshit creator called, you know you're dealing with one of those guys. You know you're dealing with that kind of guy, and that kind of guy has an effect on you. The bullshit creator. Because you were just fine. Or you didn't even have any idea of the so-called infraction. And if the infraction was no big deal to you until after somebody else intimated their displeasure and their disdain, then you've allowed that person to influence you. And that's the person that uses you for their game. now you're mad and you call brother such and such and brother such and such and brother such and such, and you guys got a committee together and a posse to go after such and such a guy about something you never cared about in the first place. Like, one of the properties is on the pole dancing and stripping, and man, she's having such a good time, and she's running around to other girls that have come in, and she's buying strip dances and just really enjoying herself and her freedom. Next day you get a call from a brother, did you see sister such and such all over the pole, and she was buying strip dances, and man, what is her sexuality, and blah, blah, blah. Before you heard that, you didn't even care. Oh, sister such and such is making us look so bad. She makes the whole motorcycle club look bad because she's so loose, and she's this and she's that. And you start to say, yeah, we got to do something about that. All Brother A has to do is sit back. The seeds have been sown. He's done what he needs to do. The rest will take care of itself. And he can always say, well, I had nothing to do with that. No, you were the guy who called up everybody and got them all stirred up. You're the guy that had the meeting. You're the guy that funneled it all. And those are the kind of folks that you have to watch out for out there, because they exist in your club. The BS creators. Brother such and such was doing this, that, or the other, and you get a phone call. You never even thought about brother such and such. He never crossed your mind. Did you know brother such and such, his motorcycle hasn't been operational in 2 months? Well, why don't you bring that up in the meeting with brother such and such yourself? Why in the F are you calling me about it? Like, if you got a problem with brother such and such, we don't need to build a little posse up. All you really need to do is at the table in the meeting, brother such and such, why aren't you on your motorcycle? And brother such and such can tell you. But it's the BS creator that's on the phone calling one brother after another brother after another brother and talking about his displeasure and stirring everybody up. That's the BS creator. That's the evil guy. Sometimes his gripes are righteous. But nobody gave a damn. Nobody was caring about that gripe until he got in the ears and made it so. And a lot of times you'll find that same person involved in disagreement after disagreement after disagreement. Every time you look around, it's that same person in somebody else's business somewhere else. Sometimes even in other chapters across the country, you always look around and it's that same damn brother who never did anything. His hands are always back. I haven't done anything. No, nothing affixes to him. Nothing touches him. Because he's a BS creator. So, watch out for those guys. Make sure that when you go after somebody, it's about something you cared about. Something that was important to you in the MC. And if it wasn't important to you before you talk to that person, be very sure that it's really something that's important to you after you talk to that person. Let people do their own dirty, filthy deeds. Let club brothers expose themselves for the snakes they are, so that you don't have to. Capiche? Now go have a great motorcycle club life.